Shamara, Barbara, Albert, you want to introduce yourselves?
I will introduce myself. I cannot turn my camera on right now, Adenike. That might be something you have to do.
Okay.
So I will speak until Adenike turns my camera on. My name is Barbara Jajax. I've been a teacher for 17 years. The last 2 I was at Coppin Academy. So if there are any students out there from Coppin, I miss you all so much, and really excited to support you in this new role. I will be supporting some of the construction pathways and other pathways, but what I want you to really know is that I really love this city. I really love the young people in the city. I believe that you are powerful, and I look forward to supporting you into opportunities that allow you to explore your power and your purpose. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Albert and Shamara, whoever would like to go next.
I can go next. Good. I had to look at the time real quick. Good afternoon, everybody. Students, so happy that you're here to join us. My name is Albert Phillips, and I am a work-based learning specialist here at the district. As far as city schools, I attended Dunbar High School, so shout out to any poets that are in the building. And similar to Barbara, just excited to be here. I'm hoping that y'all continue to connect with us on a weekly basis as we host these sessions, because your voice and your presence is invaluable in this, in this whole series that we got going on. So thank you for joining, tune in, ask questions, engage. We're here. And I'm gonna pass the mic to Shamara.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Work-Based Learning Working Wednesday session. I am Shamara Bowens, a proud Carver Bear here. So welcome to any Carver Bears that are on the call today. I've recently transitioned from the role as City Schools Gear Up Coordinator to the Work-Based Learning Specialist. So looking forward to working with you all this semester.
Thank you so much. So just a little bit of housekeeping before I turn it over to Barbara. So as you know, the session is being recorded. If you have any questions for any of the speakers and the panelists that are going to come on a little later, please use the Q&A box to post your question. Anything that's related to the session, we will answer, and anything that's inappropriate, we will leave it to the side. In terms of just the exit survey, we will post that link towards the end, but that information is going to be shared with your principal just to let them know that you were in the session. And it also provides feedback for us as to kind of what we can do better or make sure to include for next week Wednesday and ongoing lab working Wednesdays. So again, thank you for being here, and I'm going to turn it over to Barbara.
Can I just chime in really quickly? I think it's still a little blurry. The participants, one of the questions just posted said it was still blurry. So I'm not sure what the, it's hard to see.
Okay.
We can see the code maybe while they're getting into the,
do you want to paste the code?
I can share my screen. How about that? And then that way you can see if it's on your side or mine.
Okay.
All right, everyone. I don't know if you have tried to do Menti yet, but you're going to go to menti.com. Menti.com. Maybe some of your teachers have been using this. It's a quick way for us to get some information from you. I am going to share my screen in just a moment. And if anybody's got the code and can post the code, that's part of the team, you guys can post the code for me. That would be great. Let's see, here we go. All right. So, our question is, what type of work-based learning experiences have you participated in? What kind of work-based learning experiences have you participated in? The code's up here at the top. I'll read it to you if you can't see it very well, and I'm sure one of the colleagues will put it in the chat. It's 6853226. So again, you go to menti.com. That's MENTI.com, and you type in this code, And you can select up to, oh, there we go. It's happening. It's live. All right. So you can go in and you can click things. You can click more than one thing. And we'll start to see this populating to see what kind of work-based learning experiences you've already had. And you'll also probably see some you haven't had, but maybe you want. So we've got some babysitters out there. I know that that's sometimes our first opportunity. Shout out to YouthWorks. I've partnered with YouthWorks, so I know that a lot of us get our first experience with YouthWorks, and maybe one of our work-based learning team members also got their first experience through YouthWorks. So got a lot of YouthWorks. That's good to see. Babysitting is still there, community service. I see summer jobs happening. I see one person who did some career exploration on Naviance that's going to make our counselors happy. So keep on putting in. We'll give it another 30 seconds or so as you're clicking in there. We only have one person that says they have a mentor. That's definitely something that's a priority for us, but particularly for the counseling team. So I know that there's a lot of effort to find mentors for our students because it matters so much. And so it's good for us to see those ones because that means we have work to do, and that's why we're here. All right. Got a little bit of entrepreneurship. Okay, all you business owners out there, you can tell us about it if you want to. If you're an entrepreneur and you got something going on, please put it in the chat. We'd love to hear about it. Okay, so it looks like the things that are most common are summer jobs, youth work, so glad that you're making those connections through YouthWorks, and some like childcare, right? Some babysitting. So thank you guys so much. You can continue to post. That's really valuable information for us because it helps us know what you're already connected to and what you may want to connect to in the future. And
Thanks so much, Barbara.
Back
And
over.
I'm gonna try and do this again.
All right.
And that was great resources. And so just talking a little bit about work-based learning, we're going to talk about our goals and our office. And I skipped one. So I'm going to hand it over to Shamara, who's going to lead us in the next section.
Thank you. So the goal of the College and Career Readiness Office is to ensure that our students will graduate and pursue well-matched post-secondary options aligned to college and career and citizenship through investments. That is our goal. Our goal is to have all city school students with a student plan, as well as college and career knowledge, as well as work-based learning experience, which is our team, and be paired with caring adults, at least one mentor, whether it's at your school or outside of the district. That is the College and Career Readiness's goal, office goal. Meet our team, the college and the career readiness team, I'm sorry. We have our director, Kamasi Vines. His email is there. We have the career and technical education team, which is formally most of the time referred to as the CTE team. So that's career and technical education. The work-based learning team, which is our team that you're meeting with today. Sometimes we're referred to as WBL, work-based learning. And then we have the grads to career department. So the CTE team supports the teachers, your CTE teachers, and navigating, academically navigating career and technical education. The role of our team, the work-based learning team, is to act as mediators between the schools as well as industry partners and student pathways, helping you all get assigned to internships, apprenticeships, as well as making sure you graduate with marketable skills. And then our Grads to Career program offers a free, notice the word free, guys and gals, career training and professional development program for recent high school graduates. So if some of you seniors are on here, that's an option for you. You can go to the next slide. So here's the work-based learning team. Again, we just recently introduced ourselves, but here's some pictures of us. There's Nikki, wave, Nick Adenike, Miss Akintillo, wave. That's me, Miss Bowens, the work-based learning specialist. We have Barbara, Jajix, wave Barbara, and then we have Albert. Both are also work-based learning specialists. Next, we have the goals of the work-based learning team. So some of the goals of our office is to help young adults like yourselves to be ready for your work and your careers, as well as enter into an education or training program, something like Grads to Careers, or maybe the program that's offered at Baltimore City Community College. We also have complete a career-related program of study, for example, those CTE pathways, students that are in the nursing programs or early childhood education or the carpentry programs. We also will be working to help you to earn an academic degree or industry recognized credentials. So those certifications that you'll be graduating with, for example, those students in cosmetology who can potentially graduate with the certification. We'll also be working to help you find jobs and secure jobs, as well as getting those employability skills on your resume, help you advance in your career, as well as attain self-sufficiency in the future. So there are 4 types of work-based learning. The 4 main types of work-based learning is career awareness, career exposure, as well as career preparation and career experience and training. We'll start with the career awareness activities, which are designed to help you identify your personal interests. So we'll be using Naviance as well as a new database platform called Seamless to help you all discover what your personal interests may be, to discover what careers you may be interested in. We'll be also assessing your talents to help you create a visible and measurable roadmap to get your career goal that includes education and training, anything that you may need to attain those career goals. Also, some career readiness activities, career awareness activities, students will just gain that initial understanding of work, to explore different various industries as well as various career pathways. For example, we'll be doing some career fairs, having some guest speakers here on some of our Wednesdays, as well as videos and presentations about different professions and opportunities to just conduct informational interviews with professionals in different industries, just so you'll have another opportunity to just learn more about some careers that exist that you may be interested in. Next, we have the career exposure and exploration. So these experiences will support you in developing your personal career interests and better understanding of your pathways to your chosen career. So much like choosing your college sometimes we think as kids we want to be a doctor or a lawyer, and then you get in those biology classes or maybe take a nursing certification and realize that's not really what you want to do. So we want to get ahead of that while you're in school and help you explore early so you can make those informed decisions regarding your secondary and post-secondary education and training so you don't waste a lot of money and time. So with this, for career exposure and exploration, the work-based learning team will be working with your schools to set up some job shadowing, as well as some company and workplace tours, as well as informational interviews, and possibly linking you with some mentors that can help you in those, those exploration activities. All right, next we have career preparation. And these experiences are activities that are built to deepen your knowledge and develop skills for the necessary success in employment and post-secondary education. So these experiences are recommended for students who have a clear goal. So those students who know that they absolutely want to become a dentist or they want to become a master plumber. This career preparation, we will be working closely with your schools, your CTE teachers, making sure you're aligned with the appropriate post-secondary training programs to get those certifications, hopefully by the time you graduate, or have you on the right track once you do graduate to finish those certifications. These experiences are structured primarily to give students extensive practice in applying fundamental, technical, and practical knowledge and skills in their chosen careers. So for example, internships for those carpentry students or those construction trade students, possibly, you know, the students that are in diesel mechanics. Sometimes the internships may be paid, so keep that in mind as you're working hard in your CTE classes, just that, you know, these opportunities will come up. We'll also be having the co-ops, which is a structured method of combining classroom-based education with practical work experience, and that's that hands-on experience. It also will also provide academic credit for that structured job experience. Then we'll have simulations, which sometimes happens with the, you know, the nursing program. We're building simulation labs for those students. So those students will get the experience of a traditional work-based learning in a virtual setting or possibly in person when we can return. Also, we'll have the school-based enterprises. I know at Carver, they have a school store and students work there. So just entrepreneurial operation in schools, like the culinary, the tea room. Again, I'm a little bit of bias for Carver, but they have the tea room where students sell, you know, food and baked goods to the staff, and is open to the district. So we'll have those school-based opportunities for the school-based enterprises as well. And next, we'll have career experience and training. So with this, students will gain specific skills and paid work experience in a particular industry or occupation and train for employment and or post-secondary education in a specific range of occupations. So we have the paid internships, that pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship, which can vary in time. Also receiving a mix of structured on-the-job work experience with an employer, as well as relevant and academic and technical instruction. And often through these partnerships, local 2- and 4-year colleges and organized labor or training partners. So for instance, Grad to Careers partners with the Community College of Baltimore County to help students break into the ITD field, as well as some nursing programs. That's an option. And then entrepreneurship, that career experience and training will extend and have an extended job shadowing experience, as well as the externship that does not include work delegated to students. Also working, this training includes clinical experience for the hours that are needed to obtain certain certifications, as well as that cooperative education. And this experience connects a rigorous and relevant curriculum with paid workplace experience. Students participating in cooperative education are guided by a training plan that defines academic and workplace skills to be mastered. All right. So now I'm going to kick it to my teammate, Barb. She's going to do my favorite. We're going to play a Kahoot.
And just so you know what Miss Bowens does, she plays the Kahoot too. So you got to compete against her. And sometimes she already knows the answers and she competes anyway. So she doesn't know the answers this time though. So she might jump on in there. You got to watch out for her. So we're going to play a Kahoot. The code is there. If you, again, this is probably something you've been doing with your, with your teachers. I know we got some awesome teachers out there. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. And you guys are going to start Kahooting with me. Is Kahooting a verb? It is now. All right, so y'all can join my Kahoot. Can you see it? Shamira's on this. She's like, I'm ready. So she's laughing because she knows it's true. All right, so here's the deal, y'all. So, oh wait, actually I'm going, yeah. So you should be able, and Shamira, you can confirm with a nod, you shouldn't be able to make your own name. Instead, it's gonna give you 3 options. So we've got a power mouse that's playing. It'll give you 3 options and you get to choose your name. I'm loving There's a rocky hamster. There's an epic unicorn. I wish that was you, Shamira. Was that you? I know. Look at how jealous she is. She's so jealous. So choose your name. And the way that this is going to work, we're going to have the best way to do this is actually to like put in the code on your phone, because then it can be like your answering device, and then the options of the answers will be on your computer screen. If you don't have both of those options, it can get a little frustrating because you'll only see the colors. So I will say the color with the answer. It's less than ideal. And I think y'all know how this works. You got to answer right, you got to answer quick, and we'll see sort of the names come up on the leaderboard. So some of these answers might be about your amazing work-based learning team. Might be. Some of this might be around the presentation that you just heard. That's possible. And some of it's about like thinking about who's hiring in this area, and do I know those things, and why would I want to be an intern? Why would I want to do all this? What can it get for me? We'll give it like, we're up to 21 players. I know that there's like 60 of you. We'll give it like another minute so you guys can get in. I'm loving these names. There's a glowing bear. I'm just going to read these fabulous names that you have. There's a green panda, a majestic fox. That would be the one my daughter would choose. She would choose the majestic fox. She likes foxes and narwhals. So any narwhals out there, I hope they have a narwhal option. There's a royal llama, a golden bison, social crab. That's good for Maryland. Can we get to 30? Can we get to 30? And if you win, since it's not your real name, I don't think any of you are named Golden Bison, you can let us know, I was Golden Bison, just so that we can shout you out. You can put that in the chat and tell us what school you're from if you end up winning or being in our top 3, okay? So you can claim your cred. All right. Okay, we look like we're at 23. Oh, we're up to 24. There's now a golden owl, an excited hen, a joyful Bex. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that is. Is that a real creature?
Joyful Ebex or something, or Ibex?
Ibex. And if anybody's at a school that has taught you well and you know what an Ibex is, you can tell us that in the Q&A, because I don't know what that is. All right. Okay. I think we're going to do this so that we have time for our speakers. So we are going to go ahead and start to play. Here we go. Boop. All right. Introducing the work-based learning in Baltimore City. All right. What is work-based learning? Your options are red, anytime I learn anything at work. Blue, career awareness, exposure, and training. Yellow, when I do my work in class. Or green, learning to work in a basement. What is work-based learning? What is it? All right, let's see the right answer. Oh my gosh, most of you got it. It's career awareness, exposure, and training, which we just learned about in that fabulous presentation by Miss Bowens. All right, let's go to our next question. This is sort of awkward there. Okay, there we go. All right, Rocky Hamster in the lead, followed by Amazon Otter, Golden Bison, Epic Unicorn on the board, and Agent Wolf. Watch out for Agent Wolf. Next question. Which of these would be an example of career training? Is it red, internships, blue, entrepreneurship, yellow, apprenticeship, or green, all of these? Which of those, internship, entrepreneurship, apprenticeship, or all of these, is an example of career training? All of these is correct. All of those are things that would fall under the work-based learning team. I think Mavis is playing. She just celebrated. On we go. Leaderboard, Amazon Otter in the lead. Oh, Shining Panther made it in, and Melodic Camel also, and Awesome Lobster also now on the board. Which industry employs the most Marylanders? Which industry employs the most Marylanders? Red, health and education. Blue, business services. Yellow, state and federal government. Green, trade, transportation, and utilities. Which of those employs the most Marylanders? Put that there. All right, this one is tough, so it may have knocked some people down. State and federal government, but those of you that guessed health and education, that comes in second, followed by, and then you get business services, and after that, trade transportation. So these are the 4 biggest employers. We are interested in getting you into those industries because we know there's a ton of growth potential in them. All right, let's see our leaderboard. Shining Panther into the lead, followed by the Flying Rooster, Fabulous Quail, Amazon Otter, Awesome Lobster, and where did our unicorn go? Oh my gosh. All right, 4 of 10. What percentage of employers value work experience over academic performance? What percentage of employers value work experience over academic performance? Is it red, 11%, blue, 35%, yellow 58%, or green 100%? What percentage of employers value work experience over academic performance? Yellow is right. About 58% of employers say it's more important to them the work experience that you have than that your academic credentials or your academic experience. So for those of you that maybe had a struggle in the 9th grade and maybe your GPA like fell a little bit, work-based learning is an awesome way to make you stand out to colleges, and it's an awesome way to make you stand out to employers. So just remember that, like, it is not something that it's something that's in some ways as important as academics. All right, next question. A little shifting on our scoreboard. All right, question 5 of 10. What percentage of companies offers full-time employment to their successful interns? So after the companies have their interns, how many of them then offer them full-time employment? Is it red, 20%, blue, 40%, yellow, 50%, green, 70%? What percent of employers end up offering internships, full-time employment to their interns? And most of you got this. It is 70%. So internships are a great way to get into something that might be really hard to get hired there. But if you're an intern and you're successful and you have those relationships, it's a great way to get in where otherwise it would be a really tough process. All right, Fabulous Quail to the top. Let's keep going. Meet your team. Okay, so this is about your work-based learning team. So this is like 3 truths and a lie. Which of these is not true about Miss Adenike Akintillo? Which is not true? Is it red? She went to high school abroad. Blue, she previously worked at Year Up. Yellow, she enjoys the trampoline. Or green, she loves sea turtles. Which one is false? Not true. Which one? She does not enjoy the trampoline. I don't know how they know this. This is like, it's like you look at her, you're like, she doesn't like to jump on the trampoline. No way. So she does not enjoy the trampoline. She hasn't told us why yet. So maybe we can get that story out of her. All right, here's our next question. Awesome Lobster to the top. I love it. And Mystery Stork coming in quiet. I love it, Mystery Stork. Is that you, Mavis? Ooh. Which of the following is not true about work-based learning specialist Shamara Bowens? Is it true? Which is the false one? Is it red? She went to Carver High. Blue, she previously worked with Gear Up. Yellow, she has danced with John Legend. Or green, she hates to snack between meals. Which one is untrue? It's actually that she hates to snack between meals. She has danced with John Legend. So there, and you'll have to get that story out of her. And I've seen the pictures and she looked great. He looked okay, but she looked great. All right. All right, next question. Mystery Stork. Hey, I see you, Mystery Stork. Okay. All right. We're going to keep going. You guys are terrible. They're stealing the glory from all of you students. I think it's about them. Which of the following is not true about Mr. Phillips? Is it not true? Because what's false? Red, his first job was a YouthWorks camp counselor. Blue, he previously worked at Thread. Yellow, he has danced with Lauryn Hill. Green, his first book is out soon, which is not true. Not true about Mr. Phillips. Yeah, that one is not true. He has not yet, growth mindset, he has not yet danced with Lauryn Hill. But you know, there's still time. There's still time. He does have a new book coming out soon, so look out for that. You know we're going to talk about it. Oh, Mystery Stork holding strong. Amazon Otter coming up, though. All right, only 2 questions left. Okay, which is not true about me? There's one of these that is not true about me. Is it not true that red, my first job was at the Ozark Fairgrounds? Blue, I previously worked as a construction manager. Yellow, I have twin 4th graders in Baltimore City Public Schools. Or green, I am a yoga instructor. One of those is not true and 3 of them are. Which one? Which one? Which one? Y'all didn't think I was a yoga instructor, but I am. So, all about that like whole health of the humans. I do have kids in this 4th grade here at Hampstead Hill, and I did not previously work as a construction manager. That is not true, despite the fact that I was wearing a hard hat in that video, picture, that's what got you. Okay, last question. Drawing towards the end. Okay, how will the work-based learning team support you this school year? How will we support you? Will we connect classrooms with industry professionals? Blue, offer weekly Wednesday virtual instruction? Yellow, identify internship opportunities? Or will we green, do all of these? Like that dog, because we're the boss. Yes, we will. Yes, so we're going to do all of those things for you because we are believe in your power and your purpose. Let's see the podium. Coming in at 3rd, the Awesome Lobster. Way to go, Awesome Lobster. Coming in 2nd, the Amazon Otter. And in 1st place, it's probably Shamira. Is it you, Shamira? The Mystery Stork. Mavis is the Mystery Stork. Okay, so if you are a student and you actually got on the podium, right, you got to tell us. All right, tell us that it's you. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you go to school. And if you want to prove it, you can take a picture that you were Mystery Stork or something like that. But I don't know, I don't think anyone's going to steal your thunder, hopefully. All right, thank you guys so much. I'm going to turn it over to the next in the queue.
Thank you so much. And congrats to anybody who scored in the top 3. And if you didn't score in the top 3, thank you for participating. All right, so we are going to transition to our panel. We have some fabulous guests here who are going to share some experiences. Are we going to share the slide deck?
Actually, I was hoping that anyone who's not on the panel would turn off their video and everybody who's on the panel would turn on their video, and that way we could just see the panelists. What are your thoughts, Albert?
That sounds wonderful to me.
Okay. Kevin, Brianna, Samantha, Kwame, if you could turn on your videos if you don't mind, that would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for being with us too.
There we go. So good afternoon, panelists. Happy that y'all can join us today. So I just want to go around real quick and allow you all to introduce yourselves. Just a quick 30-second introduction. I know people have wonderful stories and a lot to share. And then we'll get into some questions. So let's start. I'm just going to start with who I see on my screen. Let's start with you, Kevin.
So hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Jennings. I am a systems administrator at Systems Alliance Incorporated. Really don't have too much of a 4-year college university background. I kind of just have, since high school, just been in a bunch of training courses, training programs, internships and whatnot, trying to find my footing. And I found it at Systems Alliance. So now I get paid to do fun things with computers and whatnot. So that's a little bit about me.
Nice. Thank you for sharing. Let's transition to Samantha.
Hi, everybody. I'm Samantha Davis. I'm a project manager at T. Rowe Price. I did have 1 year of college after high school. I went to North Carolina A&T. Out-of-state tuition is really high, so that's when I came home and I found out about training programs. And ever since, that's been the route I've taken with all higher learning and getting certifications and things like that.
Appreciate you for sharing. Thank you so much. Let's transition to Kwame.
How you guys doing? My name is Kwame Atkinson. I'm a testing automation engineer at Systems Alliance Incorporated. A little bit of background by me is that I went to college for a few years at Frostburg State University and then came back home due to money issues. And when I came back home, went to BCCC and joined the year program, and that's how I found my current job.
Nice. I also attended BCCC. Thank you for sharing. Brianna, last but certainly not least.
Good afternoon. My name is Brianna Clemens, and I'm currently still enrolled in Baltimore City Community College. I'm taking business administration transfer, and hopefully I tend to attend Coppin State University or Morgan State University. I'm currently working at Johns Hopkins University as a budget analyst.
Nice. Thank you all for your introductions. As y'all can see, like we have people here that are from different industries. They had different experiences a little bit that they already shared, and we're hoping to get a little bit deeper into that. Of course, we're with the work-based learning team at the district, and you know, that's something that we're heavily working in. And so I just want to start by just asking you all, and I'll just go around again, but I'll go the opposite order. If you can just share, you know, what work-based learning experiences have helped you get to where you are today. So whether it was an internship or it was a job shadow, or you had a speaker maybe come into your classroom or visit you, what experiences kind of help in your trajectory and getting you to where you are today when it comes to work-based learning? So I'm going to pass the mic back over to Brianna.
Yes, so work-based strategies. So in high school, I had an internship at Washington, D.C. in the FOIA office, which was like the Freedom Information Act. So having that experience with the U.S. Department, it gave me that experience that like you're never too young to do something. Mm-hmm. And coming from Baltimore, I was just like, ooh, I'm not saying but just the commute from waking up early, like, you know, when you're in high school, you're like, I just want to live my best life, have fun. But then I'm like, I want to have that experience of learning and making money and save. I always had that mentality of saving. And so I had an internship at working in the Department of Federal Information Activity, in that department, and just learning from different people that had just longer experience in that department. Sorry, I'm a little nervous.
That's all right, take your time.
And it was just such a rewarding experience, just learning from them, trying to think. Can you just rephrase it one more time? Because I just want to make sure.
Absolutely, and you are spot on already talking about your internship, but the question is just to describe what work-based learning experiences you've had that have helped you get to where you are today.
Yeah, just from learning from others, like never think you're too young to learn something from others, like just from older people, just like, oh, they old, like I don't want to listen to them. Like, no, you're never too young to to learn something. Because you learn it at an early age so it can be trajectory. That way, if you grasp it while you can now, it can affect your future at a higher level. When I was an intern at Johns Hopkins, so I got hired at my current position that I am about 3 years ago. I was a I was accounting assistant. So I worked my way up to the current role I am today. So from being an accountant assistant, I was a budget analyst to a budget assistant to a budget analyst, which is my current role. And then eventually I would want to be like a financial analyst or a senior analyst. And from them, I had to learn patience, because you have to be analytical. So with being analytical, you have to learn how to do the job, and you have to learn how other people do their job. So you have to focus, take your time, and that's what I learned from other people.
Thanks to that. Somebody told me in the chat to let you know that you're getting a lot of snaps. So we definitely agree and connect to a lot of what you shared. So thank you so much for sharing. That was a really a powerful testimony you gave there. So we're going to pass it over to Kwame. Coming back to you, it's the same question. What work-based learning experiences have helped you get to where you are today?
I would agree with what Brianna said. Internship, and while being on internship, just not being afraid to ask questions, not thinking that I know it all. So pretty much when I went on internship, I went in there with a fresh mindset to learn as much as possible. So that was from what they had me doing to learning what the other teams are doing.
Where'd you intern?
I interned at Systems Alliance Incorporated, so my
Gotcha.
employer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so after internship, they hired me. But my goal there was just to learn as much as possible, to learn what the other teams do, to just grab a understanding of how a Fortune 500 company works from the inside and out. So when I was there, I was pretty much just a sponge. I was asking questions, whether it had something to do with what I was doing or not. But I was just asking questions, just trying to figure out what everybody does, the working pieces in the business.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think being an intern, like you said, it gives you that ability to be able to learn from different people, to hear from different people, and to kind of be a sponge, as you just mentioned, to be able to absorb a lot and kind of discern and see, like, what's going to help you, what can you kind of add to your toolkit that's going to help you as a young professional. So thank you so much for sharing that. That was powerful. Samantha, we coming on back to you.
Okay, so definitely internships. And when I was on internship, I had a weird type of setup because I had to do two things at once. I had to learn cyber and I had to learn project management. And so it was just like Kwame and Brianna said, listening to people. My mentor was someone who was actually about a couple years older than my mom. And so our relationship at work wasn't necessarily like a parent-daughter, but it was really a mentor relationship. And that was like my really first time understanding what it meant to have a mentor, because she explained and walked through all the different things in project management, and especially when it ties into technology, because she worked almost everywhere. I mean, the White House or Dietrich, almost any place you can think of that's secure, she was there. And so when you get to have, or when you get into seats like that or internships like that, one of the big things was just being able to listen and write down everything you hear and paying attention, and just knowing that it may not make complete sense right now, but once you get all the pieces together, it begins to make sense. And so just having that grit and that resilience to keep going and having like that work ethic, just trying.
Absolutely. Even in the Kahoot that we just played, one of the questions were around internships, getting jobs from their employers. So similar to what Kwame just said, but it seems that what you all have been sharing have been about internships and how they have helped kind of spark and give you information that to help you along your journey. So shout out to internships, and I hope that companies continue to offer them so we can share them with our students. One thing that I do want to remind students about who are tuning in, that you can definitely put questions in, because right after this session, you'll have the ability to have some of your questions answered. So if you have thoughts, if you have questions during this time, feel free to put them into the chat. Kevin, a question is coming to you.
Okay, work-based learning. I am the product of work-based learning. I would say I learned a lot of things in the classroom, but most of what I learned has been on the job, no matter which job I've had. So I've had an internship like the other three panelists, and I studied information technology leading up to my internship. And then on my internship, I was actually put into a cybersecurity role, or vice versa, actually studied cybersecurity and I was put into an IT role. But I think the biggest thing that I took away from it was that you need to know what you know. You need to know how you can use that to learn more. So no matter what field I'm put in, I'm going to know what I know. How did I learn everything cybersecurity related? What practices did I do? Did I write everything down that I heard and go and Google it afterwards? Those principles helped me learn anything on any internship or any work environment that I'm in. And so that was my major takeaway from my work-based learning experience, is that I can learn anything. You can teach yourself anything. You just need a little bit of experience, and you need to know how to learn. So that would be my biggest recommendation for anyone, is just know how you learn and know how you can succeed. And no matter what field you're in, what industry you're in, like, you will be productive and you will become an asset to whoever you're working for.
Absolutely. I love that word asset, because I think sometimes when you are a teenager going into maybe an entry-level position, you may not see yourself as an asset yet, but you absolutely are, right? Like that's why they're bringing you in the door. You got to continue to embody that. So that's super important. I'm glad you mentioned it. So our next question, we just have a few more minutes to go before we go into our question and answer. But the next question is I want to ask, we'll kind of break it up. I'm going to give two people this question, and then we give two people another question. So the question is, if you could kind of go back to your high school self, right? Think back to yourself in whatever high school that you went to. What type of advice would you give yourself as far as entering a career? You know, whether it's like, hey, maybe I should have tightened up my resume, or maybe I should have, you know, possibly worked on my interview skills, or maybe I should have done a little bit more networking. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear from, let's say, Kwame and Samantha about what type of advice you would give to your high school self. And we'll start with Kwame.
Yeah, so I'd probably tell my high school self to practice my interviews. So when you go to one, you won't be nervous. Interviews are nervous sometimes. I mean, you go there to get the job, and a person can tell you yes or no. So just work on my interviews, being less nervous. When I go for an interview, research the company. So you can ask them questions, and that shows that you're interested about the job you're applying for. As well as networking. A lot of times people, they get jobs not because of their skill set, but actually because they know somebody. So I feel like networking would be important. I would tell myself that. And yeah, practice in the mirror in front of interviews, in front of your friends. Be like, can I rehearse this with you? Because a couple people, you know, they have the skill set, they know what they're talking about, but because the interview wasn't all that great, then they didn't get the job. And I've seen it a couple times. So practicing my interviews, networking, just being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Being comfortable, being uncomfortable. That's powerful. And I love the idea of practicing in the mirror and with your friends, right? Because sometimes we may do everything else with our friends, but you know, we might not be like, hey, let's sit down, let's practice these interview skills so we can both be tight.
Exactly.
So I think that's an important conversation to have. Samantha, the question is coming on over to you.
Okay, so I'm thinking like one of the main things I would say to my high school stuff would be more so along the lines of like work ethic, because a lot of the stuff he was saying to like networking, if you're lazy, if you don't have a work ethic to do it, it's not happening. And it's like, you can be as outgoing as you want, but if you're not talking to people with intention, it means nothing. Like, you're just talking. So one thing I would definitely emphasize like with my high school self is to always have a focus and a work ethic, like doing things with intention. When you're going in to a networking, like Kwame said, I would tell myself to network. If I'm going in, what am I trying to get? What do I want them to know about me? And what do I want to know about them? Sometimes the only thing you might want to know is where they work. You don't even need any of the take my resume, here's my business card. You just need that. So always having the work ethic to put that work in on the back end. So then when you go up into the, you know, on that platform, on that stage, you're not nervous and shaking and like, oh man, I don't know if I can say this to them, because you've already practiced, you know what it is. So that would be my advice.
Absolutely. One of my friends told me this quote from the Bible. He said, "Faith without works is dead." So if you just believe in it, that's not enough, right? Like, you got to put your feet to the ground and put the work in, put the action in. So that's powerful as well. Thank y'all both for sharing. So this next question is going to be for Kevin and Brianna. And so, in thinking about school, kind of maybe thinking about academics, let's talk about academics specifically. How do you feel like academics have been a factor in your journey as far as your career? So it could be high school academics, it could be college academics, but how have they impacted you kind of moving towards your career? And you know, whatever you're doing now or whatever you want to do in the future. And we can start with Brianna.
Okay, that's a very good question. For me, education is key. It's the key to promotions. It's the key to success. But however, it's not the only key. Because as you see, the guy that created Facebook, he was a college dropout, and it's like you don't need your degree to define who you are. Like, you need other keys like grit and things that we mentioned. So for me, it's been like a on and off again struggle, just based off my education, because I went to Baltimore City. I was a Baltimore City. I went through the Baltimore City education system, through kindergarten to 12th grade. And then once I moved to Carroll County and in college. So the education system is completely different, and it was a struggle. So that did not define me who I was and who I am. I'm still trying to get my education. That's not going to stop me, and that's not going to defer me to my education goals. And so don't let anyone or anything define you or define anything, but just keep pushing forward for education, because you do need your education. You need your education as far as certifications, to be like, I can't even think of it right now. Like the software engineers, or like the directors, like who's like Samantha is. Like, you still need those certs. You still need those things to be on top of those, because they do expire. So you have to be on top of those things. Even in my department, if I want to move up, it'll look great. If I want to be a CPA, a certified public accountant, that'll look great. So that's why I'm still trying to push up and high to my limits as far as education. And education is key, and you need that in order to move up, especially this time and age, because it gets harder and harder, just for looking for jobs. So don't think, oh, I don't need it. You do. If you do. So education is key, and just keep defining yourself, because it's a journey, and it's been a journey for me, and I'm just being real. And I'm just being real.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes.
It's definitely real, definitely a journey. Malcolm X
Yes.
said, education is our passport to the future. So I hope y'all took some notes on those jewels. And last but not least, we're going to pass it over to Kevin to be able to share.
As far as education, I was one of those people who, I thought like school came easy to me, from kindergarten through the 12th grade. Like, I really didn't have to stress much to get decent grades. But I always harped on, like, in math, you learn like the Pythagorean theorem, like a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And I'm like, I'm never going to use this ever in life. But I think what education really is you knowing how you learn. Like I said earlier, knowing what you can do, knowing what your limits are. It's not about what you're learning. It's not about math or science or whatnot, but it's about being able to lock in and have the discipline to say, okay, I'm going to teach myself this no matter how long it takes, no matter if I get frustrated through it. I'm going to teach myself this, and then I'm going to learn it on the other side and use it to learn more. So on the education side, I've been an information technology student my entire life, but I just really didn't have a passion for the work ethic of it. Like, the IT is going to come easy to me. It's not something that I'm going to have to stress over, but I need to work. I need to work to learn more. If I know this, I need to learn what's the next level of this. I need to always be hungry to learn more, because that's going to be what makes you stand out from everyone else. Like, I'm sure there's a bunch of high school students on here, like, a lot of you guys are going to do good in life, and some of them might not, but what's going to separate those two groups is just the work ethic. It's not, oh, this person came out of the womb a genius. No one comes out smart. It's just how hard you work at whatever you're learning. And then you just take that to your next employer, your future employer, your internship site, and you say, yeah, well, I know that math has nothing to do with what I'm doing here, but I can learn anything that I put my mind to, and that'll be what gets you to the next level.
Absolutely. Work. Shout out to Rihanna. So we do have we're going to keep our panelists on just for a moment. As a reminder, we would love to hear any questions that you have right now. So please ask those questions, put them in the chat, and we're going to keep this thing going. So we're just going to allow just a few more moments for people to ask questions, and then we will transition. I think, Adenike, are you doing this part?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the chat and we don't have any questions right now. So if you guys have any questions for the panelists or the work-based learning team, any questions around work-based learning, please put them in the chat and the panelists or one of the work-based learning team members can respond. If not, I'm gonna spend like a couple more seconds here. If not, I'm gonna turn it over to Barbara, who's gonna wrap us up. I just wanna thank Kevin, Samantha, Kwame, Brianna. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you. And Barbara, I guess I'm going to turn it over to you since we don't have any questions.
Thank you all so much. Really appreciated it. And there are a couple of you that may also, some of us were like, we need to hear this every Sunday because you're speaking a lot of truth. So we appreciate you. All right, so couple of takeaways from this. At the end, it's not how you begin, it's how you finish. And so we're coming to the end of our first hour of work-based learning Wednesdays together, and we would need you to complete this exit ticket. If you have been directed here by some of your schools, there's an exit ticket that's been pasted into the comment section. You can click on it. We need you to complete that exit ticket for us. Not only do we need you to do it so that we can share that with your schools, but we would love for you to do that because I think that most of the panelists would agree that your level of engagement builds your next opportunity, right? So if you engage with us, right, through this exit ticket, you're like, oh, it's just this thing I have to do. But this is how we can learn from you. We can hear from you. And you can really impress us with an exit ticket. We can be like, oh my gosh, this kid, I want to reach out to you because you're not only the people we're serving, you're our partners. And if you engage in that way, like you have wisdom and you have knowledge, we will engage with you that way. And instead, you will transition from being somebody that's receiving a service to a partner. So we are so excited as the work-based learning team to be here to support you. We're excited to partner with you. So please click on that link in the comments section. If you're having any trouble with it, you can also let us know that, and we will help troubleshoot that for you. But we are grateful to our panelists. We're so excited for our students that joined us, and drop us a line. Let us know what you think, what you want to see here, what you liked, what you didn't, and a lot of that's available in the exit survey, the exit ticket. So we'll hang out here for a little bit to see if you need any support or help, but otherwise we just want to thank you. Coming to the very first session of this, before we've really had time to promote it the way we eventually will.
So
also
I have one quick question.
Okay,
I have questions. Can we ask the panelists because they're here?
Yeah.
So I know everybody besides Brianna is IT, so any one of them can answer. So as being a senior, taking the trade of information technology, what certification should I look for? Also, should I try software development? Is a huge interest for me.
I can speak to that.
Thank you so much. Sorry, Barbara.
So the way certifications in tech work, it's like almost every branch of something has a certification for it. So really, it's what your interest is in. And so sometimes it takes a little long for you to figure out what in tech you're interested in before getting a cert. So before paying for something, if you're saying you're interested in software development, look into Java, different certs about coding. Try to get your hands on any of the free coding courses that may be on YouTube or Udemy, Coursera, Unlock Academy. But yeah, I think the software development is going to be big, and that is the way like the future's heading that way. Everything's going to be coded soon. So that's a great idea. It's just tech is so big. So you have to really be sure which certification you're going to. Like I know I have my Security Plus, but I got that after being an intern in security for like maybe 7 months after taking courses at BCCC for like another, what was that, like 6 or 5 months. So it took a while for me to figure out if I wanted to go the security route or networking, doing things like Kwame's doing. Like, I don't do the stuff he does. So we would have 2 different certifications, even though we're both in tech, and we'll probably sit next to each other. So I'll let him talk to those 2, because
Yeah, what I would recommend is just trying different stuff out. I'll let Kev talk a little bit about IT since that's his field, but there's classes that you can take, free classes, like Samantha said, Code Academy, Udemy, that you can just try Java, Python, JavaScript, which is different type of coding languages. So you can do that, find out which one you like the best, and then after you do that, then you can look and find out what certification that you might want to get. But yeah, what I would recommend is that you just try some stuff out on these free websites and find out what you like the most. And then after that, then you can dive into certifications, because you don't want to spend money and time trying to get certification and then you don't need it, you don't like it or use it, you know what I'm saying? So just take the time to find out what you like.
Yeah, definitely. That's the best advice that I can give. Take some time to find out what you like. I thought I was gonna be doing cybersecurity for the rest of my life, so I went and looked at all the cybersecurity certifications possible, just for me to get in my current position and be doing more information technology related stuff, and saying, okay, I should have been spending my time getting certifications in this. So definitely try to find your passion before you just go out and start spending money. Like, a lot of people are going to tell you, hey, you're into networking, go get your Net Plus, go get your Cisco certification. You're into coding, go get this and that. Find out and do your research. Take your time. Like, there's a lot of resources that you can go. Like, you can, I'm sure some of the certification websites have like paths, career paths. If you have a certain career path that you would like, these are the certifications that you should get. And these other ones probably aren't worth too much to you. So just do your research. Find your passion and do your research. Take your time. Like, there is no rush. I was in this program for a year, so I was trying to rush and figure out what my passion was within a 6-month period, and it's hard. So just take your time, find your passion, and do your research after you find that. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to turn it back over to Barbara.
Okay, so again, everyone, just asking you to click on that exit ticket that's over on the side. I know that some of you are filling it out. We're seeing a few questions. If like something's not working for you, you can put your question in the question and the answer section, and we will make sure that you know how to fill that out and we troubleshoot anything for you. So again, thank you to the panelists. Thank you so much for your time. It's super valuable. And thank you to the students that attended and all the work-based learning team and the counseling team that worked together to launch our first Lab Wednesdays. Everyone did an awesome job. Why don't you turn your cameras on, work-based learning team? And everyone that's with us, give a final wave to everybody so they can see our faces. Woo woo! Lab Wednesdays. You guys are awesome. We're excited for the year ahead, and just give us a shout. If you have an idea, you have a partner, something you really want to see, let us know. Thank you guys so much.